Hi there, BookTube! My name is Christina and today I'm here with a very exciting TBR. This is not my spring TBR, that one will arrive sooner or later. This year I'm all over the place with seasons and videos just like the climate. Yeah, but today I'm here to film a TBR, a March TBR, because it's finally middle grade March month. If you don't know what it is, it's a month during which we read middle grade books, and it's a kind of a readathon, not exactly, more like an activity, a month-long experience, not sure, hosted by two channels. I will leave a link down below. Follow these two amazing girls, they're just so lovely, and they always have the most unexpected kind of suggestions for books. And middle grade March is, as I told before, all about reading middle grades, and it's something that I really enjoy doing because middle grade books, it doesn't matter the genre, they usually tend to be very heartwarming and you really learn something new. Usually you have all of those lovely feelings that are shown in those books without the angsty moments given by the teenage years. So I just enjoy it. It's always easy and fun and really a great experience. So I wanted to prepare a TBR. If you want to, you may actually follow some of the prompts that the two hosts have prepared, and if I will be able to associate somehow my books with the prompts, I will put the written parts somewhere here on display. But now let me get to the actual books that I really want to read in March. First of all, it's a sequel, and it's Wonder Smith, the sequel of Nevermore by Jessica Townsend, and this is the follow of the story of Morrigan Crow, who is an 11-year-old girl who was supposed to die on her 11th birthday, except for the fact that she was saved and whisked away by this mysterious man who brings her to a different world where she apparently has a talent, and she needs to try and show it and own it, and then she needs to try and survive, go through some trials in order to get access to this special, amazing, magical society. And this is the second book. If you're interested in a little bit more of details about that book, I will leave a link down below in which I'm discussing this book compared to Harry Potter, since a lot of people told that they're kind of similar, and I'm discussing it down in that video. But this is the sequel. I cannot wait to read it. I just love the feeling of this book in my hands. It's just tiny but chunky and lovely, so I can't wait. Magical, fantastical, a fantasy, so great. Next again is a sequel. It's again the second book in a series, a very well beloved, a very well known, and I never read it, so shame on me, and it already has been on this channel on a TBR back in the days, but it's Percy Jackson, Jackson and the Olympians, The Sea of Monsters. I never read it. It's kinda short. It's like short. How am I speaking this evening? Well, it's kinda short. It's like 280 pages, so not so long. I don't know why I've not read it yet. I hope that I will enjoy it, even if I really cannot remember very well the first book. I remember more like the movie than the book, but the general idea, of course, I have it. And just to go on with this trend of sequels, one more middle grade book that I have here is the second one in The School for Good and Evil. It's A World Without Princess, and this is the second one in a trilogy, and we're following two main protagonists, two girls. They are very different. One is good, one is evil. but their perception of themselves is very different from what they are on the inside. So when they got to this amazing academy and school, they end up in different sections, one for good and one for evil, except they're swapped if we consider their perception. So the one who believes that she's bad ends up in the good section, the one who believes that she's good ends up in the bad section. And all kind of shenanigans happen from there on. And I'm curious to see how the story goes on. I own the full box of 3 books, so I really need to read them sooner or later. So why not to read them now, because it's a middle grade, so that's a great occasion to go on with it. Next is the first one in, again, a series, a middle grade series, a fantasy series, and I'm so excited because I heard Percy Project raving about this book for so long, so I cannot wait, and I was so sure that I will love it that I bought the box set, and it has 5 books in it, so I really hope that I will love it. And it's Keeper of the Lost Cities by Shannon Messenger, and I love the cover. I already know that I will love the protagonist. I have a very soft spot. I know that it's silly, but I have a soft spot for blonde protagonists because I really can relate. It's stupid, but it is how it is. So I already enjoyed this fact, plus the synopsis of this book. So we're following Sophie, and she's a telepath, so she's able to read other people's minds, but everything changes when she meets a boy and he's able to read minds too, and she discovers that apparently she's not from this world, she's from a different world, and she's going to go and experience a homecoming, and stuff starts happening. And this is kind of a big book. I mean, it's 490 pages, almost 500 pages, so it's kind of chunker, but I hope that I will love and thrive through it because it has all the potential, and I know a little bit more than what I'm telling you about this story because I watched a couple of videos, so I spoiled myself some things, but that's just one more reason why I really want to read this book. So this is my 4th book and my 4th and final fantasy for this challenge, event, whatever. And my very last book, I decided to go with something a little bit different as far as genre is concerned and as far as way of reading is concerned. These are all physical books, but I really wanted to pick an audiobook and to experience reading middle grade in audio form, and I decided to go with From the Desk of Zoe Washington by Janae Marks, and we're following a young girl who exchanges letters with her father, who is in prison, and he states that he never committed the crime. So at the end, this is a middle grade that's kind of a mystery, something like that. So our protagonist tries to figure out what happened and what's the reality of things, and meanwhile she's a baker, so kinda loves baking, and baking has a huge part in this book. So it's an interesting mix, and it's a new release of 2020. It was one of my anticipated releases, so I hope that I will love the experience of reading these books. And with 5 books on my list, that's more than enough. I don't think that I will go through all of them, but I will give it a try, and I'm very excited because usually middle grades, they really put me in a good mood for whatever reason. And let me know down below if you're reading middle grades, if you love that kind of books, what are your favorite ones, have you ever read any of the books that I have here on the pile, or if you want to read any of those. And I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye! Ciao!